Good afternoon to all of you. I have an opening statement on the CNAG's report tabled yesterday. I'll read the statement and after that I'll take a few questions. The audit report of the CAG pertaining to the purchase of Rafale aircraft runs from page 109 to page 141. But if you thought that those 33 pages will bring to light the hidden aspects of the deal, explain matters relating to number, pricing, delivery, etc., and comment on the correctness and propriety of the transaction, you will be disappointed. Actually, the most important page of the report is the preface. I shall quote from the preface. Quote, "The Ministry of Defence, by its letter dated 15 January 2019, had requested this office to redact commercial details of MMRCA in the audit report, citing reference to Article 10 of the Intergovernmental Agreement. This office had taken up the issue with Ministry of Defence by the letter dated 5th February 2019, wherein Ministry was intimated about CAG's refusal to carry out the redaction of price information on account of difficulties in comprehension and lack of precedence of redaction of commercial details in the audit reports. However, Ministry has strongly reiterated their stand for redaction of commercial details in MMRCA case on the grounds of security concerns, and the said agreement by their letter dated 6 February 2019. Accordingly, commercial details in the audit findings of the MMRCA contract have been redacted." Unquote. If you will now read pages 126 to 141, I dare say that the pages will make no sense to a person of average intelligence. Table 3 on page 131 and Table 4 on page 133 are just gibberish and make no sense whatsoever. The discussion on comparative analysis of 2007 and 2015 price bids has been summarized in a table on page 137. It is significant that the CAG has rejected the claim of the government that NDA deal for 36 aircraft was cheaper by 9%, not to speak of the boast of the government that it was cheaper by 20%. The CAG's report is significant not for what it has said. Actually, it has said little, but for what it has not said. The report does not throw light on the following questions, which are the most relevant in the controversial deal. 1. What was the justification to reduce the number of aircraft from 126 to 36? 2. What is the monetary gain to Dassault due to amortization of the India-specific enhancement costs over 36 aircraft rather than 126 aircraft? 3. What is the monetary gain to Dassault and monetary risk to India because of the waiver of sovereign guarantee, bank guarantee, and escrow account? 4. What is the hidden purpose of waiving the mandatory anti-corruption clauses? No undue influence, no agency, access to books of account, and integrity pact. 5. When will the first and the last of the 36 aircraft be delivered, and what is the probability of Dassault adhering to the delivery schedule? When will the delivered aircraft become a fighter aircraft, and when will the process be started on the first aircraft and completed on the last aircraft? 6. Above all, what is the impact of fewer aircraft, 36 against 126, and no orders placed yet for the remaining 90, on the capability and operational preparedness of the Air Force? I deeply regret to say that the CAG is meekly submitted to the unprecedented demand of the government and presented a report that contains no useful information or analysis or conclusions. The CAG has failed the people of the country. I think I was not wrong when I said yesterday that the report may not be worth the paper on which it is printed. See, Article 10, even if you stretch it to its outer limit, can only refer to the military or armament capabilities of the aircraft. It certainly cannot refer to the commercial details. After all, these commercial details are available in bits and pieces in different places. Why should the commercial details not be disclosed to the CNAG? And what is he auditing? He's an auditor. He must have numbers to audit. It's like a company saying, I won't disclose to you my annual sales. I won't disclose to you my annual raw material cost. I won't disclose to you my annual salary requirements. I won't disclose to you anything. Please audit my accounts. What is the auditor auditing? It's a complete waste of time. And when he writes to the government saying, sorry, we have no precedent for this, we can't redact commercial details, the government replies the very next day. The auditor writes on the 5th of February, the government replies on the 6th of February, and the auditor meekly submits to it. Why doesn't he protest? And why did he submit his report? He should have said, sorry, if you are asking me to redact the commercial details, I'm not going to submit a report. Unless we have the basic numbers, how do we know whether it's correct or not? Just take the report and tell me there are 3 tables in the part dealing with the IGA agreement, namely the Rafale aircraft which they're going to buy. The first table is on page 131. Now tell me, what do you make out of this table? Price, AY1, AY2, AY3, AY4. Certainly this is not Roman numerals. What is this? This is Swahili or some other language. What is this language? What is this number? Is it a number at all? The same thing on page 133. What is this number? ST2, ST3, ST6. What does that number mean? And look at the last table. In the last table, he has given a last column. All the other 4 columns are blank. Now, how do I know whether the last column has been calculated correctly unless I know the numbers in the first 4 columns? Well, we are demanding a JPC. Yesterday, all the MPs demonstrated near the Gandhiji statue demanding a JPC. What do you do with the CAG? He has given a useless report, and I have analyzed it for you. You can make your own analysis. Only a JPC, a parliamentary committee, can call for all the records and look into it.
But is there any permission to go against CAG?
CAG is not God. CAG is not GOD. CAG has given a report. Parliament is supreme. Parliament can certainly look into the records and come to its own conclusion. Even so, a CAG report will have to go to the PAC. We'll have to go to the PAC. But there's Lok Sabha has been adjourned sine die, so it won't happen before the election, which is why it was placed on the last day. No, first finish this.
Could you please explain the effect of this, or the implication of this amortization?
Well, I've explained it before. See, if development costs are, say, 100 crore, I'm using smaller numbers so that it's understandable to everybody. If development costs are, say, 100 crore, and if after spending on research and development, I produce 10 aircraft. I will amortize this 100 crore on 10 aircraft, which means the price of each aircraft will go up by 10 crore. But if I produce only 5 aircraft, the 100 crore will have to be amortized on 5 aircraft. The price of each aircraft will go up by 20 crore. So the India-specific enhancement costs, instead of being amortized over 126 aircraft, is now being amortized over 36 aircraft. So the price of each aircraft goes up. And the CAG's report has not a word on this. Not one word. I thought if anyone understood this issue, it is the CAG. If the CAG does not understand that you have to take a look at the amortization costs, God help this country. The PAC can certainly ask the CAG to share with the PAC all the details which were redacted from the report. The details are with the CAG. He is just not disclosing it. So PAC can call upon the CAG, you give us the details now. Let it come. So what? Commercial details are not military secrets. Did we ask the CAG to look into the money trail? We asked the CAG to audit the transaction. We are talking about the CAG report today.
My question is about the entire Rafale deal.
Yes.
Do you expect any kind of money trail?
I don't know. We've only seen chapter 4 so far. Only 4 chapters have been written by the newspaper. We don't know what chapter 7 will contain. We don't know what chapter 10 will contain. You can help. What is the corporate warfare? We have categorically stated that we picked the Rafale aircraft and we are not asking that the Rafale aircraft deal be scrapped. We are not asking that. We want the Rafale aircraft. Actually, we are asking we should get 126 Rafale aircraft. So where is the corporate warfare? It is Rafale versus Rafale. 36 Rafale versus 126 Rafale. Where is the corporate warfare here? Well, if the LGF Puducherry does not read the judgment of the Constitution Bench of the Supreme Court, which has categorically said that the LG has to act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. It's only in subjects reserved for the LG can act on his or her own discretion. But the LG of Puducherry does not wish to read the judgment of the Constitution Bench. So I don't know enough about the subject, but I can give you a modest personal view. I think private communications must remain private. There has to be a way in which A can talk to B privately. A can write to B privately. But if the government is going to make everything not private, or the government is going to demand that everything must be available to the government, I think that is a blow against a free society. If WhatsApp is the favored medium for A and B to communicate privately, why should the government interfere with it? I don't understand. This is a snooping government, you know that.
Haryana or Punjab, any kind of possibility?
I was not present at the meeting yesterday, so I don't know what transpired, except the photo that was published in the newspapers today. I don't know. It will be in the Congress Party's manifesto. I'm only concerned, I'm only tasked with preparing the Congress Party's manifesto. What part of the Congress Party's manifesto will find a place in the common minimum program that you refer to is for the top leaders to decide.
But be it jobs, or
Obviously, each party would like its manifesto to have the broadest acceptance. So if the Congress Party's manifesto or many ideas of the manifesto find broader acceptance, we will be happy. See, it's ultimately what the Congress president says which is final. individuals may express their opinion here and there. I also sometimes express an opinion, but what the Congress president says on behalf of the Congress party is final.